ALICE is our acronym for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed. These may be your kids graduating from college. They may be your parents. They could be your neighbors. But these are people who are integrated into our life on a daily basis. They make up the fabric of our society. These are people we depend on. When we talk about hardships for Alice, who's working, making an income, paying taxes, it's not about whether or not he, she can buy that fancy pair of sunglasses. This is about whether or not you can pay the heating bill. This is whether or not you have to cut your meds in half. This is whether or not you're going to put your kid in childcare that's the kind of quality that you would want for yourself.
It's really about trying to get at the root cause. But to do that, we need a neutral third party that has credibility to unify and bring people together. And that's the beauty of United Way. Alice's presence helps out economic growth, economic development, not just today, but also into the future. For me, what Alice is economic vulnerability. It's being vulnerable to a job loss. It's being vulnerable to the negatives of domestic violence. It's being vulnerable to waking up and you've got water in your basement. It's being vulnerable to being you're an hourly paid worker and Superstorm Sandy hits and your power is gone for a week. But most importantly, your employer's power is gone for a week or they have damage and you can't work. And an hourly paid worker, if you're not able to work, you're not getting paid. If you're not getting paid, you can't pay your bills. We as a community bear that. We as a community own those challenges that Alice faces. Because if we don't own them, in the future, we will not be as successful a community. So United Way, we're uniquely positioned to make sure that we as communities continue to invest in our human priorities so we grow together as opposed to growing apart. That necessitates that you be connected to that broader community. What that then means, though, from my standpoint as a parent, that I need to spend time, I need to invest in my community because, simply put, I want that community to be stronger. What I ask you to do today is think about your children, think about Alice's children, and think about how you can invest in your community, either by giving, by your advocacy, or your volunteer work, so that you can make sure that my children have a great life, your children have a great life, Alice's children have a great life, and that makes our community stronger and more vibrant.